You've been told that you can meditate your way out. You can escape your mind from your body and you can rise above all of the challenges that you have and live a happy, loving life without addressing the fundamental issues that you have. And I'm here to tell you that this is a fallacy. And probably what you've experienced is that when you do escape like that through meditations and all this other cool stuff without actually restoring the house that you're living in, then you have to come back to that dilapidated building and it's uncomfortable. You're just leaving the problems temporarily and then coming back to them after lunch. And what this is called spiritual bypassing. Instead of going through your challenges, you try to circumvent them by going around or above. My name is Johnathon Kiebler, and I have been trapped in the new age. Let me meditate my way into a better life. And I'm here to tell you that I have tried that and it does not work, because we are always coming back to the reality that we left during that escape. So if you're here, you've probably noticed that the more that you try to escape your reality, the more that reality becomes suffocating in the moment. So I want to illustrate a different path for you, because the escapism is a trap. It's another spider web, another mask that we have to put on and hide behind so that we can feel like we're actually changing or evolving. So let's dive right into it. After my divorce, what I was doing was I was removing the rose-colored glasses of the white picket fence success. The rose-colored glasses being this framework that the world provided me. And then the mask that I was hiding behind at that point tripled, because now I'm trying to remove these glasses, but it feels unsafe, insecure. And then what happened was it was a constant bombardment and this pressure of, oh man, where do we go now? And what I found was a new age movement, crystals, meditation. You don't have to seek out to remove the mask. You just have to rise above the mask. And I jumped on that bandwagon, which I found a lot of beautiful things in that moment. And I did learn how to quiet my mind and meditate. And I learned how to, the differences between objective and subjective meditation. What I found was that even though I would go into these deep meditations for an hour, 2 hours, I would always have to come back to the reality of the suffering that I was in, or the reality of the loss that I experienced, or the reality of the mask, the ego, the arrogance, the fear, the insecurities that I continue to engage in. Because what was happening was I was only covering up those things and acting like they weren't there. Basically, I was removing the wool over my eyes, the rose-colored glasses, to put on a new set of rose-colored glasses. Because the structure that was built on this was not healed. It wasn't reconstructed. It wasn't even deconstructed. And how can I possibly live a balanced life in where my mind is safe to be inside the body if when my mind leaves my body is still broken? Not my physical body, but the emotional trauma that lives in the body. The things that I don't want to face, which is the result of me wanting to escape through escapism or spiritual bypassing. Like, we must address these traumas before we try to escape through meditation, because we have to come back here. One of my core things is the body is always in the present. And so we bring our mind back into the body to have awareness of ourselves in the moment. And how can I do that if the body here doesn't feel safe? What is the point on meditating my way out of reality if when I do have to come back to this reality, it feels broken? And this is a fundamental problem with the spiritual bypassing, is like there's no recovery, there's no healing. This just leaving and then having to come back. I mean, do you want to continue to leave and then come back? It's jarring. It creates new trauma. It's more traumatizing, because I live in this beautiful reality when I'm meditating, this like vast universe. And then when I come back, it's like something I don't want to be a part of. And so I'm going from this heightened sense of love to this low vibrational disdain for life. And the pendulum doesn't just stay back and forth at certain lengths. Like the more I leave and the more I come back, that pendulum swings further and further apart. And I start to feel extremely dissociated. And then when I am here in physical reality, then I create new masks and I cling to the mask even harder, because I'm not addressing the core issue. So this is the huge challenge with the spiritual bypassing movement, is we're not really addressing the fundamental issues that each individual has, but more than that, that society has. And so the crux of the problem is we're just leaving all the problems where they are and acting like they don't exist. But we have to change or transmute those and use them for good, those challenges. Which means that if we want to return to a state of natural balance and harmony and go into meditation, first we have to repair the damaged structures that are here. We have to remove the rose-colored glasses and figure out a way to stop wearing the masks. And so if you have challenges as far as like removing those masks and wearing those rose-colored glasses, and then just falling prey to these other different spiritual bypass systems that are telling you, oh, that was wrong, let's just go around it, then stop looking for a solution outside of walking through the challenges that you have. Stop trying to rise above them. Stop trying to ignore them away, because they're not going anywhere unless you deal with them. Unless you go into the body and find out exactly what is going on, why you have the fears, why you have the insecurities, why you're trying to protect yourself with all these different masks. And then once you do that, and once you find out who you really are and the reasons why you are the way, then you can begin to change the trajectory. Then you can begin to evolve in the way that you want to. But first, you have to address these things head on. You have to you have to identify the operating baseline that you were given, determine what the framework is through the rose-colored glasses, and then remove those and replace them with what you want to. You can't do that just by ignoring it. And you definitely cannot do that through meditation. Meditation is a supplement. It's something that is added to the action that we do to be able to return ourselves to our genuine, authentic self. It is not a replacement. It is an additive. And coupled correctly with action, then the two working together, the action and the reality and the meditation to enter the basement where your operating baseline lives together, then you can change the trajectory. Then you can begin to heal. Then you can restore the structure, the house that's falling apart. But they have to work in tangent with each other. They have to work together. They have to be coupled, not one-sided or the other-sided. We can focus on changing our habits and behaviors through action all we want. But if we're not entering a state of awareness through the meditation, then it won't work. And if we're only entering that state of awareness without changing the reality, the patterns, the autopilot, then it doesn't work, because we're just leaving and coming back to the same broken thing. They have to work together. And in order to do that, the first thing that we have to do is bring the mind into the body. And I know that bringing the mind into the body is challenging because of the stuff that lives in there, the past experiences and past traumas that we've dealt with. And this is not missed by me. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the mind and the body and why the mind can't stay in the body for long without us being comfortable, or with us being uncomfortable. So stick around. And also, if you want to work on bringing that mind back into the body, there is a link in the description below. Hit the link, fill it out, and get the autopilot protocol that will allow you in 90 seconds to bring your mind into your body. Just start practicing this, start training, start doing this so that it becomes a natural state for you. Don't escape. Don't act like it doesn't exist. Have the courage and the willingness to face it head on. Because these glasses that we're forced to wear and the mask that we choose to wear are not going anywhere unless we tackle it head on. I love y'all. Peace. See you soon.